Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I want to walk you through a sales call that I went with recently, and I closed the client for a $1,000 per month retainer, and there is potential for that to go up to $3,000 per month. But a really cool thing is that the client paid on the sales call. So that doesn't happen all the time. It's rare, but it has happened, and it was fun to see it happen again. And another cool thing to note is this was the first sales call I did have with the client. I've not met him before this call. So just cold outreach, booked a call, got the sales call, sold him, and he paid on the call. So let's walk through this, guys. Let's do it. So Trey, thanks for jumping on. Tell me, what brings you here today? Well, I know sent a proposal to you, but tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do. Just
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So I am the CEO. I run quite a few different companies.
awesome.
I run a marketing agency. That was my original thing, but I also run a real estate group, an investment group, and that's actually the project that we're going to be working on now.
I feel like I probably drank that tea on purpose because obviously, if you're gonna have a British accent and act like you're English and you're gonna have a background like you're in some English cottage, you gotta sip the tea as well, right, to give that mood. In fact, I've been told this, right, having like um, a fireplace behind me and all the books and everything. I've been told by previous clients and people on sales calls, like it gives a very warmy, homey feel, and it kind of opens people up more. They feel more relaxed. The vibe is better. It's just something to think about. Anyway, let's keep watching.
So this is like a trial run. I'm looking to build a team right now. We had been waiting on a lot of our funding and everything like that. A lot of our funding just came through. So what we're looking to do is build a team. So like right now, I want to see how you guys work with what the project that I'm looking to create now. If everything suffices, I'd like to really move forward with you guys. I've seen some of the prior work that you guys have already done. And I do like the work that you guys have done. I want to know before we move forward though. I have a full stack developer as well, um, and an SEO and pay per click manager. Right? Will they be able to like work together with you in producing like finished projects, or would you from you?
All right, so one thing I want to point out that I've noticed is you can see that I'm kind of frowning in the call, right? I'm doing. So the thing is, I do this subconsciously at this point, but when you kind of do that, like you're looking like this and you're like squinting your eyes and you're nodding here and there, even if like it basically makes them look at that and say, oh wow, okay, gives you the impression that this guy's thinking about what you're saying. He's taking in what you're saying and he's listening and he's thinking about it. So I do this a lot in my sales calls. It's become habit at this point. I'm just looking at the camera or I'm looking at his face if his face is there, and I'm just squinting. I'm just doing, yeah, yeah. Like I'll nod, and like it just gives the impression that this guy cares about what I'm saying. He's listening. You can see his brain is ticking and he's thinking about what I'm saying, and maybe he'll come up with some solutions. So that's something that you should probably also be doing. Let's continue. Yeah, absolutely. So we do everything on Slack. We do our communication in Slack. So we would just use Slack Connect to add you guys to our Slack, or you can add us to yours, and we'll just communicate through there. So if you have any team members you would like us to communicate with, absolutely, we can communicate with them through Slack.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. So I've never used Google Meet. I've used Zoom. Let me see. Is there a way for me to screen share with you?
Yeah. Do you want us to jump on Zoom, or do you want to just stick here since we're here already?
It makes no difference to me. I've just
And we essentially help. Yeah. So as you're sharing, I guess let me give you a quick refresher as well on myself and my team. So obviously, I own GoFunnels, CEO of GoFunnels, and we are a team of around almost 30 now, and we essentially help coaches, marketing agencies, or anyone really who has a business that uses Go High Level, ClickFunnels, any of these CRM platforms. We help them with their back end fulfillment. Take over everything from them, from the automations, the workflows, coming up with the funnel strategy, building out the funnels, and depending on, if they have other clients who use like Go High Level, for example, we also do customer support for those clients, that kind of stuff. All right, so another thing I want to talk about is the fact that, like, the pacing of how I'm speaking. So I'm not just speaking very quickly like this, trying to go through everything we do, trying to go through everything we do. I'm taking it slow. I'm speaking in a very slow, calming tone. You can see I'm moving my hands around. I'm doing a bit of this, I'm just trying to make the guy feel comfortable, as if you're talking to a friend rather than if you're talking to a salesman, right? So just be natural, take control of the conversation. You want to sound like you're a smart guy, and smart people speak slowly and they think about what they say, and they do this when you talk to them, so it looks like they're listening. But go on, let's continue. Other clients who use.
So we have like quite a few different ideas that are going on with that, but the next immediate project after this would be hold on, it says that I would need restart my Chrome to allow permissions to record.
Watching this, sorry for all the movement.
Thank you. Will be where, all right, so before so the big part of the reason why I'm looking to expand now without funding, I've had to do a lot of the projects myself, you know what I mean, and with limited resources, you have limited results. So I'm looking for, you know what I mean, like the fact that you said you came in with the team was the big part of the reason why I've chosen to like take this interview with you. You know what I mean? I need somebody who kind of like looks to specialize in their field, and just hearing the fact that you had attended conferences, you and me are in the same boat. You know what I mean? I'm currently in the midst of getting ready for a Tony Robbins seminar. I've got a Grant Cardone seminar coming up in April. So, I'm big into education and personal development inside of like your craft. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So let's share this with you now. Boom.
Okay, so for the next few minutes, the client basically shared his screen, and he was just showing me his landing pages, and you're showing me everything that I wanted to see, and just showing me what he has right now, the stuff he's got right now. And I was basically just giving him feedback on what he has and what could have been done to improve it, or just giving him some value and analyzing and kind of reporting back to him what he has, what can be better, and also just getting a bit of more context about him. So out of respect, I'm not going to show you that part because I don't want to show you him sharing a screen and going through his websites and everything like that. But to give you the gist, he wanted to open a GHL account and move some stuff there and create a landing page and have all the automation set up, the AI set up, all the back-end stuff set up. So I just gave him some tips, and also now in this next part I'm going to walk him through how exactly we would be able to help him. Now this is now the part where I'm actually going to run the offer. Okay, so before this, like, we're like 12 minutes into the call. I've just been listening to him. I've just been hearing all his problems, trying to see what his pain points are, and then I've reviewed what he currently already has. Okay, so I've hardly done any talking. Okay, at this point, just listening, letting him get everything he has out, giving him the time he needs to explain everything, give me the context. So I've just been listening. Now the ball is gonna come to me, and I am now going to take over. I'll show him now what our process looks like and everything. I'm going to try and make the sell. And at this point, I'm already quite confident that I will close the sale. So I'm a bit more aggressive with it, and that's why as you'll see at the end, he does decide to pay on the call. But let's continue. So initially, this is it's exciting to hear that you have a lot of businesses and all the clients and all that. But right now, I think where we need to focus on the most is is my camera frozen for you? It's frozen for me.
Yeah.
All right, let me just turn it off. All right. I think where we need to focus right now on is to do your the real estate on Go High Level just for your business, for your account. Make that perfect, get the automations working for that, make it more aesthetically pleasing, add all the automations. Maybe we can throw in an AI chatbot in there as well, and do all that kind of stuff. So we can just focus on your real estate, try to get that optimized and working properly. That shouldn't take more than a month really. And then once you've gotten a feel as well of me and my team, then we can also like look into the other stuff that you have, your marketing agency and with these other opportunities ahead. But right now I want us to just focus on the real estate stuff. Does that sound fair?
We're on the same page right now with that. That's like, this is like the trial to see like whether like we're the good fit for each other,
Absolutely. So if it's okay, so what happened here is, as I said, we close him on the 1,000 a month, whatever. So that's not actually like our main offer, okay? So what we do is, if we see a client that we has potential to move on to our main offer, which is actually 3K per month, we have this kind of bridge plan where we kind of help them out and set them up at a much lower cost. And we do the same services, but we cap like the amount of stuff we can do. There's a cap somewhere in there. So what I've told him is, like, I've analyzed his situation. I can see where he is, okay? What he wants is over here, but where we are actually is over here. So rather than trying to just sell him at the 3K plan, take his money and give him something that he doesn't actually need at this moment, I've told him, you know what? I can see that we need to be here, but I need you and I to focus on here right now, because we need to get this right before we can move on to this. So now I'm kind of adjusting the offer, and I'm going to sell him the entry package, the 1K a month retainer, so that we can set him up, and then from there we can now upsell him to the 3K retainer in a month or two, essentially. All right with you, can I share my screen and walk you through our process of what it looked like to kind of work with us and what the day-to-days would kind of look like?
100%.
Awesome. All right, now I'm going to walk him through what our processes are like for our company, so he can actually see a hands-on preview of how it looks like working with us. So I'll share my screen and show him through everything, like what our communication looks like, what our process looks like everything he needs to see. Let me share my screen. You see?
Yes.
So just give a sec, let me find the right channel I want to show. And we on. Okay, here, this one I'll show you. So these guys also do real estate, and we onboarded them recently, and they're already so happy with what we do. But essentially, this is what we do: we add you guys onto our Slack, and we assign you a team of 5 individuals who are dedicated to your business, right? So think of them as your very own in-house, funnel team, tech team, DevOps team, whatever you want to call it. We'll give you a senior funnel builder who'll be your main point of contact, a secondary funnel builder for support. You'll also get a UIX designer. You'll get a team manager who will enforce all the SOPs and processes we've put in place to make sure that the entire funnel set up and all the strategy and everything we do for you guys is, to the quality that we've set it to be. And you'll get myself and my colleague as customer success and support. We'll be there just to, make sure everything is going according to plan and your business objectives are being met. If you ever need to talk to us about stuff, maybe you want to add in another developer to scale, whatever it may be, we're there to talk to you about that. And then once you join, we will create a ClickUp board. So we use ClickUp for our project management, and we'll share that with you so you can take a look at it. And we will also give you a link where we can schedule our first kickoff call, where you get on and meet the team and discuss exactly what you want to get started with, and then we'll create the action steps and go on from there. And also I'll send you a nice introduction video when you join. But I also want to show you an example. I know communication is extremely important, and with freelancers it's very hard to get good communication, but we're trying to disrupt that. It's the problem with so many people. Okay, yeah, so this is an example from. Okay, I do this on all my calls where I like, for like a second or two, I kind of scroll through all like the clients that we have, just so they can see how many people that we actually have, so they know we're legit. That's one thing. And then the second thing is, this is something I actually do, is I show them examples of our communication with clients, because something you need to understand is communication is extremely important for clients, okay? They want to feel like you're giving them all your attention. As far as they're concerned, they're your only client, and they want you to treat them like that, okay? So by showing him this, it reinforces to them that they will have that communication, right? They will get the updates they need to get. They will get the results they need to get, whatever it may be. They want to see psychologically, they want that. And by doing this, you're kind of showing them, and then they'll be like, oh, yes, okay, I like what I see. These guys do communicate a lot. Let's continue. Right after the call, we'd send you this is an example of the action items, like what we need from you and what we're going to do and everything. So fully cleared out as a summary of the call that happened, for example. But essentially, once that's done, in the initial call, the first thing we're planning to do in that call is to come up with this funnel strategy. And for that, we use this tool called Funnelytics. So what we're trying to do is we're mapping out the entire user journey flow. I know this looks very small, but I'm just trying to show you the high-level overview of the whole thing. This is the entire funnel journey. So this is all the potential steps someone can take throughout the entire funnel. Okay, essentially what we're doing is we're mapping out all the tags a potential lead will get tagged with. If they opt in or if they book a call or if they don't show, whatever, they'll get tagged. And depending on the tag they have, they'll enter a workflow where they'll get an email sequence or SMS sequence automatically sent out to them, so they, to re-nurture them and try and get them to either book a call again or thank them for joining, or just whatever, just to nurture it. We'll come up with a strategy for that. So essentially, this is the entire journey, the entire user journey, including all the tags that they can get, all the automations they can, and all the workflows they can enter. That'll, So some feedback for myself from what I've noticed is A, I'm speaking too fast. And B, I'm repeating too much. So I'm better off just speaking slowly and coherently and saying things once and for all. So that's something for myself to note. So I'm going to make sure to make these changes. Send out the automations and just the entire flow. So once we're happy with the strategy and we've done that, then we'll go ahead and design what the landing pages will look like. And for that, we use a tool called Figma. I'm sure you're familiar with Figma.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So with Figma, we have... Alright, so I asked him, are you sure you're familiar with Figma? Not because I really care whether he's familiar with it or not, it's because I want to make sure he's listening, right? I just want to keep him active. I don't want him to doze off because of too much information going his way. So sometimes I'd ask questions like, oh, do you have any questions? Or do you know what Figma is? Or do you know what this is? Or do you understand? Just things like that to get them to reply, so at least that, okay, they're still listening. And... it makes them think he might, I don't know, maybe they'll think he's going to ask me a question, let me listen more. Two-step process for that. The first one is we create the high-fidelity wireframes. There's two reasons for that. To create the structure, so we know what each section will contain, the hero, the testimonial, this and that. And then the second reason is to provide a copywriting framework, so you can see, okay, this is where the title will be, this is where the body will be. That will just be easier for your team to come with the copy. And now this is, if you have a copywriter or anyone who'd be wanting to handle the copy, and they join the Slack, then they can actually just jump in here and it can be a collaborative work experience. We can add the copy in real time as we're building these wireframes. Or they can...
Perfect. Yeah, my SEO team is the same people who handle that, like my ad copy and everything like that.
Awesome. Yeah, so they can jump in there and throw in the copy, or they can also just give us the copy in a Word doc or whatever, and we'll just throw it in there as well. But once the that's done, then we'll go ahead and just add the colors and the images and everything to actually make it look like a proper landing page. This is just different examples of different landing pages from different clients. So the main reason I go detailed through the whole process is because a lot of times you'll find that going through the process will answer a lot of questions or potential objections that the lead may have, okay? So for example, do you guys do sales copy? Is a question I used to be asked a lot. But by telling him here, your team can jump in and do the copy or can give us the copy. I've answered the question, okay, they don't do copy, we need to provide them the copy. And you'll see there'll be other parts where I'll say things in the process and that will answer the copy. I'll show you, I'll tell you, whenever I spot it, I'll say, okay, this used to be a question I was asked all the time. I've mentioned it here and it's not been brought up again, for example, because these are objections. We've found objections from previous sales calls and we've tried to put the answers in there so we can basically handle those objections. while showing them the process with different tastes. I'll give you a sneak peek of this though. We made Brian Tracy's funnel recently. I don't think it's out yet. But so this is a sneaky plug I've done. I'm trying to show like credibility. So I've used a big name here, Brian Tracy. This is a funnel that we did do, and so I'm just trying to show him like, look, we've got credibility. We've worked with big clients before, but we're working on it.
Figures come on now. So
Awesome.
again, he's another one of those Tony Robbins figures. Come on now, of course. I actually attend Brian Tracy University. So
awesome. So if you see this new page anywhere, just know we did it. All right. Anyway, after the back end stuff, so let's go high level and we do the back end stuff. So let's create the funnel on Go High Level. I mean, I can show you the stuff, but in fact, I want to show you this example. We recently worked on a few of automation, like review automations, for example. All right, I'll just skip through this so you don't get bored. But essentially, I'm just showing him the back end of Go High Level and all the automations we can do and how we can make custom automations for him for that year. However, we did like, see, look, we're literally like putting each email over here as well, so we can make it like that as well. And like also like with the email SMS, we can automate what, like if they respond to something, we can have respond to and everything like that. So it can get very complex and technical. Like we can get complex with the automations. Like once for one of our one of the marketing agencies we are working with, they do marketing for fitness influencers. We built an entire like calorie nutrition calculator on GHL on the automations. I don't think anyone has ever done that. So again, he asked a question. I was going into really in-depth detail, showing him some examples. Again, I'm showing credibility if you have case studies, examples to show them. And sometimes it's cool to just throw out some cool stats. So in this case, I said we built a calorie calculator fully using just Go High Levels automations. And I mean, that's an impressive feat to do. Not anyone can just do that. But it's something cool to throw out because, again, it just reinforces that credibility. So share your wins with your clients or with your potential leads and sales calls so they can understand how good you really are, okay? So that's it. Anyway, once the need help with that, any you can do the UX design is there for you to make all the landing page designs you need and all that kind of cool stuff. So that's essentially what we do. We just take over that back-end fulfillment, do all the hard work for you, so you can just focus on the sales and trying to get more clients coming into the door, and just keeping the clients happy.
okay, beautiful. Do you guys? Quick question. One of the things that I'm sure this is like going to be an.
So at this point, I already knew we were going to close him. And I decided to have a bit of fun and just show him some more stuff. So I showed him some case studies, some examples of how we've actually improved conversion rate optimization for like other clients that we have. So in this case, I was just walking him through the funnels we've built and how like we've got, I'll just say it for you so you don't have to watch the whole thing, but how we've got one of these clients from 15% conversion rate to 35% conversion rate just by changing stuff on the landing page. So I just was walking him through that. Other than that, any question? Days a week. What to mention your team? You'll have access to them on Slack 5 days tea time. The work is to know.
Like, really, when can we? Not at the moment. You know what I mean. My first question is like, really, when can we get things set up?
That you have any questions? Anything you want to know? Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was like 100K or something like that. I mean 100. Any questions? Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, your team, you'll have access to them on Slack 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and they work EST time. Okay, so at the end, I mentioned about the team working, whatever, because again, that's a question that I've been asked many times, so I just decided to say it for him anyway, so he can get the answer to it, whether he wants to ask it or not. At least he knows now, because that is an objection that happens a lot. How often do I have access to my team? So I answer that question for him anyway.
Okay.
They work EST time. Yeah, so is there anything else that you have any questions or anything you want to know?
No, not at the moment. You know what I mean? My first question is like really when can we get things set up so that we can get the ball rolling?
Yeah, so okay, so in terms of pricing with this, so since in this phase I only want us to focus on just your business, just the real estate thing. Um, we'll start at the lowest retainer we have. It's $1,000 a month. With the $1,000, you get the full team of five. You get our processes, our SOPs, everything I mentioned. Obviously, you get us for the consulting and the strategy of the funnel and the CRO. Um, we'll do unlimited funnel pages. We'll do unlimited automations for your business. We'll do all the workflows. We'll do the chatbot if you want that. We'll do everything for your business. Essentially, you're not paying us per project or per landing page. You're paying us for like our time. You're paying us for the team, for the resource. And then later on, in a month or two, when once you're extremely happy with what we've done for you, and we can move on to the other plan we have, which is our agency plan, where now we work with your company, and we do white labeled, done for you. Everything we're doing for your company, we'll do for your clients as well, essentially. So whenever they're coming on to GHL, we'll onboard them, build all the landing pages, automations, integrations, all that kind of stuff. And we'll also do customer support for them. So if they ever submit a ticket to you for issues, let's say domain or A2P DLC or whatever they have, maybe they want to build a new landing page for A/B testing or for a new product, then we'll just go in and we'll do it for them. So done for you customer support. But that we can talk about that later. Let's just focus on the first section, the first phase right now, which is just your company. Yeah, so at this point I'm talking more than I should, but then again, it's a different situation because I already know I've closed him. Like we had a very good rapport in this entire sales call. We had a good conversation throughout the whole of it. I already know I'm going to close him. So at this point, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to give him as much information as he would need to know. So that's why I'm talking more about this stuff. And also, I'm just trying to give him an understanding that I have a strategy in play for him, and there's a blueprint I've already mapped out in my head, and I'm walking him through that blueprint so he knows, okay, this guy has a strategy. At least he has mapped out the next few months of what us working together is going to look like, and I'm just being transparent with him as well.
Okay, so you said the first one's $1,000
$1,000
retainer,
retainer, yeah.
r- right? Just so I have an understanding, and what's your agency package?
All right, so at this point, I asked him because he told me how quickly can we get started. So I basically just closed it at that point. I told him, all right, we can get started within 24 hours. We can get started today, actually. Let me just, if you want, I can send you the payment page details because we do everything through Stripe. If that's fine with you, should I send it? Do you want to just get it over with now? I can just send it to you right now. And he's like, yeah, send it over. And I just sent it to him. And while we were on the call, we were just chatting and talking. And, the payment went through. And then we just started and I onboarded him. So this is an example of a sales call and how it looks. A lot of my sales calls kind of go this way. It's very chill, very relaxed. And the reason it's like that is because my middle of funnel is very strong. So like, even if I DM people, like when they enter my funnel to book a call or whatever it may be, they've already seen my face, they've already seen what I say, what I can sell, so they kind of already get an idea of who I am. So they're not very tense when they enter into the call. They have quite a relaxed and we just have a relaxed conversation. So that's an example of how I sold a $1,000 a month retainer to a client. So I hope you guys enjoy that and learned some cool stuff. And I will be posting more of these and giving my feedback on what I could have done better and what I did do that you should also be doing because I think it works. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll hopefully see you soon.